The rumor has it that young Miami, who was discarded by Diddy for his side project, has returned to her baby daddy, 80 as Southside. People who follow Gina Hughn are also guessing that she returned to Southside because she is now broke and needs his assistance to support herself while she is out of work. The City Girls are almost non-existent as a group these days, and Caresha Please's legal proceedings have been suspended since the revelation of Diddy's alleged misdeeds. The $500,000 check she received from Diddy were her only means of supporting her opulent lifestyle. However, it appears that Miami will have to return to Southside after Diddy dumped her and went back to Gina. As most of you are aware, Diddy has had a difficult time since Cassie filed her lawsuit against him. He has lost over 18 brand deals, been fired from his chairman position at Revolt, been hit with 3 Morrissey lawsuits, and at one point, he even attempted to use Miami and her children for publicity in an attempt to garner sympathy from the public. However, that plan backfired, and he dumped her and returned to Gina. If you recall, when the news first broke about Cassie's lawsuit, Miami went quiet on social media for a few days before coming out again with a video of her and her kids attending a Dolphins game. This is in case you somehow missed the tea that young Miami came under fire a few weeks ago, after a blind item exposed her for receiving over 6 figures from Diddy to use her kids as bait to distract people from his allegations. Diddy paid Miami to divert attention by sharing a picture of her family on Instagram because he knew that her initial post following the lawsuit would cause a frenzy on the internet. Speaking of diversion, the 4th subject told his current girlfriend to launch a social media campaign showcasing her and the kids in public and how happy they appear to be. The additional 6 figures she received over the weekend probably helps a lot with the willingness to go all in. But sadly for young Miami, using her kids as bait was insufficient to help Diddy, so he dumped her and went straight back to Gina. For those of you who don't know who Gina is, she gained notoriety back in 2018 when she appeared in an intense interview with Tasha K, exposing Diddy for stomping her. Additionally, he offered her $50,000 as hush money in exchange for her keeping quiet about the abuse she was receiving. "Would you mind telling me what happened with that pregnancy?" When I told him, he said, "You're going to get an abortion, right?" And I said, "I don't know yet." Later, he offered me $50,000 to end the relationship. But I turned it down because, well, I just loved him, and I wanted to prove that I wasn't the girl that was him for money. Did he persuade Gina to reconcile with him? Sources claim that during the first 3.5 years of their relationship, he was genuinely nice to me for the first 3 or 4 months. However, after that, he turned into an abusive person who would constantly make fun of me and abusing my mental and emotional state. He even tried to throw one of my heels at me and then punched me in the face, causing my nose to bleed. Diddy isn't the only one spiraling and losing everything while he's busy using Gina to repair his damaged reputation. Miami is also spiraling because she's running out of money, and her career is going down the drain, as most of you are already aware of the rumors of the City Girls breaking up. Diddy believes that if people see them back together, it will change the public's perception of him. Up until this moment, Miami had also been leveraging Diddy's connections to launch her own solo venture. With the talk show, she was able to land a position on Revolt TV for her program Caresha Please, which Diddy assisted her with. JT had also released her solo track No Bars. However, since he was fired from his position as chairman of Revolt TV, her show has been put on hold. In fact, she hasn't released a single episode in months, and many brands have shunned her due to her connections to Diddy. As I mentioned earlier, her only real source of income outside of the meager earnings from music were the $500,000 checks she received from Diddy. Once he dumped her, those checks ceased to arrive, so she is back at square one. Nevertheless, Miami is already strategizing her next move, as rumors have it that she is reuniting with her baby daddy, southward facing. Even though the photo appeared to be a sweet family portrait of her and her daughter, Southside, when she uploaded it to Instagram, people were quick to criticize her for returning to Southside after Diddy broke up with her. One person claimed that Diddy's news forced her to return home, while another said that Caresha, many people are now assuming that Young Miami is attempting to utilize Southside to get back on her feet because Southside is a music producer and has worked with incredibly prominent musicians like Gunna, Lil Yachty, G Herbo, even the late Juice. Diddy's going to schedule a freak off, so you better calm. People around the world say she's trying to use Southside's connections to make a comeback in her music career. But some people don't think this will work out for Miami as well as she thinks it will. Because, as you all recall, Side was dragging her and Diddy when they were together. He wasn't a fan of the relationship and would take any opportunity he got to put them on blast back in 2021. In response to a fan's comment asking him how he felt about Diddy stealing Miami from him, he said he had no beef with anyone. But if Diddy wanted that smoke, he would give it to him. He said, "Honey, I ain't got no beef. I ain't beefing with nobody over no girl. We ain't got no smoke. If they still want to smoke with me, they can get it. But what I'm saying is, I ain't tripping at all having a bee." He also claimed to have ditched Miami before Diddy even entered the scene. Let me be clear, he hasn't taken anything from me. I walked away and you can feel it. However, one thing I haven't seen him take is a leave of absence. As my buddy once said, he put Miami on blast late last year when Diddy gave her a Maybach. Southside was furious about this. He used Instagram to minimize the gift that Miami received, saying that he had become more adept at riding Maybags and wasn't bothered by her receiving one. He also mentioned that they no longer ride Mayag cars or trucks, but rather vans. Alright, thank you very much. A few months prior, he had called Miami out by name in an Instagram post that said, "Diddy, come get your Be My Man." As you can see, the south side of Miami wasn't exactly on good terms with Diddy. People simply think that Southside is dragging her along until he gets what he wants from her, at which point he will dump her, as Diddy did CH. Fans of CH had a lot to say about this mess, with one person saying that those who thought Diddy was genuinely into Miami were just a bunch of idiots. Miami is a hot mess right now, regardless of the fact that she left her man to go live a lavish life with her sugar daddy. Diddy has always taken care of himself and always will. He went back to Gina as a power play since he couldn't afford for her to become the next victim to suit. But now I want to know your opinions. All these ladies demonstrate that at the proper price, they're down with anything someone else suggested. What do you think about Young Miami returning to Southside immediately after Diddy dumped her? Do you think Southside will simply take her back? Please share your opinions in the comments section below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to see this and other extremely messy videos.